welcome to our channel Knowledge Hub. Friends, subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest update. आज हम लोग रीजनिंग की क्लास करने वाले हैं जो कि स्टेटमेंट और असम्पशंस की क्लास है। इस क्लास की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो ये क्लास 159 है। हमने ऑलरेडी 158 क्लासेस कर लिया है। ये क्लास जो है वो स्टेटमेंट आर्गुमेंट्स का क्लास है। इससे पहले अगर हम बात करते हैं तो हमने जनरल मेंटल एबिलिटी कंप्लीट कर लिया है, जिसमें हमने सबसे पहले एनालॉजी का पार्ट कंप्लीट किया है। उसके बाद जो हमने डिस्कस किया है दैट वी हैड डन योर क्लासिफिकेशन। उसके बाद हमने सीरीज कॉम्पिटिशन किया है, कोडिंग डिकोडिंग किया है, then we had done blood relation, then we had done puzzle test, we have done sequential output tracing as well, then we had done direction sense test and logical Venn diagram. उसके बाद अल्फ़ाबेट टेस्ट किया है, नंबर रैंकिंग टाइम सीक्वेंस टेस्ट किया है, उसके बाद मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेशन किया है, उसके बाद हमने लॉजिकल सीक्वेंस ऑफ वर्ड्स किया है, अर्थमेटिक रीजनिंग किया है, उसके बाद हमने जो स्टार्ट किया है इंसर्टिंग द मिसिंग कैरेक्टर, उसके बाद हमने जो किया है डेटा सफिशिएंसी डिसीजन मेकिंग, एंड देन वी हैड डन assertions and reasons here, and then उसके बाद हमने किया है situation reaction test here, and then after that we had done verification of the truth of the statement. उसके बाद हमने लॉजिक किया है, स्टेटमेंट आर्गुमेंट जो कि हम कर रहे हैं ऑलरेडी 22th टॉपिक है आपका। यू कैन जस्ट काउंट इट डाउन हियर। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, अगर आप हमारे चैनल फर्स्ट टाइम देख रहे हो या अभी तक आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, इट्स अ ह्यूज रिक्वेस्ट कि आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो सो दैट हम जो भी वीडियोस डालें वो आपके पास सबसे पहले पहुंचे। एंड सेकेंडली, अगर आपको हमारा वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो प्लीज़ हमारे वीडियो को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करो सो दैट ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग के पास वीडियो पहुँचे और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इसका यूटिलाइजेशन भी कर सकें। In regard of that, if I'm talking about here, the first question for the session, as 56 question we had done in the last classes. The first statement that we have to discuss here. So here the statement we have been given that should mercy death be legalized? क्या mercy death को legalize करना चाहिए? With that we have a first argument that yes, patient undergoing terrible suffering and having absolutely no chance of recovery should be liberated from suffering through the mercy death. And the second is no, even mercy death is a sort of killing, and killing can never be legalized here. With regard of that, clearly the mercy death will serve as a liberation to those to whom living is more difficult. So but with this then it is an inhuman act, and it does not appeal. So both the argument hold a strong point, and with regard of that we'll go ahead with an option E will be the right answer for this question here. Now we'll go ahead with another question, and that is your question number 58th question of the session here. The question we have is, the statement we have is that should the institutions of marriage be abolished, and that is institutions of marriage be abolished. And the argument first we have is yes, it is already showing cracks, जो कि आपका cracks show कर रहे हैं. And the second argument is no, it is necessary for the survival of the society. With regard of that, if I'm talking about here, there may be a cracks in the institutions of marriage, but this alone cannot be the reason for abolishing the system. It is inevitable for the survival of the society. So the argument second holds here, and with regard of that argument second holds, we will go with option B will be the right answer for this question here. 59th question of the session, the statement we have been given is should non-vegetarian food be totally banned in our country? क्या हमें non-vegetarian food को totally banned करना चाहिए हमारे country में? The argument first is yes, it is expensive and therefore it is beyond the means of the most people in our country. The second argument is no, nothing should be banned in a democratic country like ours, India. So with regard of this, if I'm talking about, so clearly the restrictions of on a diet of people would be denying them their basic human rights. So only the second argument will be holds here, and with regard of the second argument, we'll go ahead with option B will be the right answer for this question here. Now moving ahead with the 60th question of the session, and the statement we have is should election expenses to the central and the state legislative be held by the government? And the argument first is yes, it will be put an end of the political corruption, and the second is no, it is not good in any country. In reference to this, clearly the policy will end a political corruption. This is listed ahead, and to extract these amounts. So the second argument is weak, so only first arguments hold here, and with regard of that we'll go ahead with the option A will be the right answer for this question here. Now move ahead with another question, and that is your question number 61th question of the session here, and the question is as follows. 61th question of this session. The statement we have is, should central government open or well equipped hospital for every subdivision of every district? The argument first is yes. Health and well-being of every citizen is the primary, that is the primary type of help of for the government. And the second argument is no, it is not possible. Society must care forward to help a government. This has been asked in the bank PO question paper, as well as this is an also important paper respect to the competition wise as well. With regard of this, clearly the health care services must be looked after by the government, and opening well equipped hospital. So here with that hospital in every area would surely provide the better health and the services to the citizens. So the argument first is valid, and also it is not an impractical task and can be achieved by the government. So the argument second is vague here, and for that sake we will go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question here. So we'll go ahead with option A. Moving ahead with another question, that is your 62th question of the session. The statement we have is that should students take part in politics, या students को part लेना चाहिए politics में? The argument first is yes, it inculcates in them the qualities of leadership, and the second is no, they should study and build up their careers. With regard of this, here the clearly indulgement to the politics trains the student for the future leadership, but it always then from the study. So either of the argument first and second can hold. So with respect to that, we will go ahead with option C will be the right answer for this question here. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is the question number 63rd question of the session. The statement we have been given that should girls learn arts like judo and karate? And the argument first is yes, it will enable them to defend themselves from the regus and ruffians. And the option is the argument second is no, they will lose their feminine grace. With regard of that, learning martial art is necessary for girls for self-defense. So argument first hold, or however argument second is weak, since our training in these arts has nothing to do with their feminine grace. So we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question here. Let's go ahead with the 64th question of the session here, and that is the statement we have been given that should articles of only deserving authors to be allowed to be published? And the argument first is yes, it will save a lot of paper which is in the short supply. And the second is no, it is not possible to draw a line between the deserving and undeserving. With regard of that, clearly the first argument is not a strong reason to support of the statement. Also, it is not possible to analyze the really deserving and non-deserving. So the argument second also holds a strong point, and with regard of that, we will go ahead with option B, where the second argument is hold a strong point here. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your question number 65th question of the session here. 65th question of this session, we have the statement we have is, should religion be banned? क्या religions को ban करना चाहिए? The argument first is yet it develops the fanatism in people, and the second is no, religion binds people together. With regard of that, religions bind people together. So religions bind people together through the name of the God and human values, and but it may also develop the fanatism and yes, that ill will among people. So both the arguments holds the strong, and with regard of that, we'll go ahead with the option C will be the right answer for the question here. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is the question number 66th question of the session. And the statement we have been given, should the age of the retirement in the government services be in view of the large lifespan of India, that should be increased? And the argument first is yes, other countries have already taken such decisions. And the second is yes, it is a genuine demand of the lags of employ. इस क्वेश्चन की अगर हम बात करते हैं, ये बैंक पीओ के क्वेश्चन पेपर में पूछा गया है, जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पेपर है रिस्पेक्ट टू द कंपटीशन वाइज. Here clearly the pursuances of a policy of India cannot be based on the pretext that it is followed in the other countries, because every country has its own environment and the situation. So the argument first is awake, but increasing the age of the retirement is indeed a genuine demand for the most of the employee to be self-dependent throughout. So the argument second can hold, and with that respect we'll go ahead with option B will be the right answer for this question here. Let's go ahead with 67th question of the session. The statement we have is, the statement is, should shifting agriculture be practiced? क्या shifting agriculture को practice करना चाहिए? And that is the argument we have. First argument is no, it is a wasteful practice, and the second is yes, modern methods of farming are too expensive. With regard of that, if I'm talking about, we are clearly shifting agriculture is a practice in which a certain crop is grown on a land, and then when it becomes infertile, it is left and bare, and another piece of the land is chosen. So clearly it is a wasteful practice. So only the argument first will hold, and for that sake we have an option A will be the right answer for this question here. So we'll go with option A. Now moving ahead with the 68th question of the session, and the question we have here is that is the 68th question. The statement we have been that, does India needs too many plans for the development? The argument first is yes, nothing can be achieved without the paper planning, and the second is no, too much time, money and energy is wasted on planning here. With regard of this, if I'm talking about, so before indulging in a new development program, it is much necessary to plan the exact target policies and the implementations and the allocations of funds, which shows the right directions to work. So the argument first holds a strong, and also planning that ensures a full utilization of available resource and funds, and the stepwise approach towards the target. So spending a part of time money on it is no wastage, and it is no wastage, so the second argument is not valid, and for that sake we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question here. Let's go ahead with the 69th question of the session here. The statement we have is that, should India encourage exports when most of the things are insufficient for the internal and itself? And the argument first is yes, we have to earn foreign exchange to pay for own for our important, and the second is no, even the selection encouragement would lead to the shortage here. With regard of this, clearly India can export only and the surplus, and those which can be saved from the luxury needs to be paid for it. Import encouragement is that to export cannot lead to the shortage, as it shall provide the resources for imports. So the only argument first will hold, and for that sake we have an option A will be the right answer for this question here as well. Let's go ahead with the another one, and that will be the 70th question of the session, that what we have to discuss here. And the 70th question, the statement we have is that, should India make effort to the harness solar energy to fulfill its energy requirements? Argument one is yes, most of the energy sources at the that is present are exhaustible, and the second is no, harnessing solar energy requires lots of capital, which India India can have, but lacking. For that sake, clearly the harnessing the solar energy will be helpful, as it is inexhaustible resources unlike the other resources. So the argument first hold, and but the argument second is weak, as the solar energy is the cheapest form of the energy, and so we'll go with option A will be the right answer for this sake here. Let's go ahead with the 71st question of the session here. The question we have, the statement we have, should public holiday be declared on the demise of the important natural leaders? And that is your argument one is no, such unscheduled holidays hamper national pay progress, and the second is yes, people would like to pay their homage to depracted soul, and this has been asked in the SBI PO question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to this. For clearly unscheduled and the untimely holidays would naturally cause the work to suffer, and so the argument first hold strong, and also the holiday is not necessary to pay homage and to someone, so the argument second will weak, and with according to that we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your 72th question of the session. The statement has been given that, should cutting of trees be banned altogether? The argument first is yes, it is very much necessary to do so to restore the ecological balance, and the second is no, a total ban would harm a timber-based industry. With regard of that, if I'm talking about here in this case, that clearly the trees play a vital role in the maintaining the ecological balance and so must be preserved, so the argument first will hold. And also trees from the basic sources of the timber, and the complete ban on hunting of trees would harm timbers based industries, so only a controlling cutting of trees should be allowed, and the loss of replenishing by planting more trees, so the argument second is also valid. With regard of that, we'll go ahead with option E, and that will be a forced both a first and the second both are strong here. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your question. So 73rd question of the session, we have the statement we have is the government justified in spending so much on defense? The argument first is yes, safety of the country is of prime importance, and the second argument is no, during the peace this money it could be used to the development of the country here. With regard of that, clearly the defense is necessary for the safety of the country, which is of the prime importance, so the argument first hold. And also a country can concentrate on the internal progress and the development only when it is safe from the external aggressions, so the argument second is not valid. And with regard of that, we will go ahead with option A, that will be the right answer for this question here. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is the question number 74th question of the session. And the statement what they had given you, the statement is should a judiciary be independent of the executive? The argument first is yes, this would help the curb to the unlawful activities of the executives. The second argument is no, the execution would not be able to take hold measures here. With regard of this, if I'm talking about here, that clearly the independent judiciary is necessary for the impartial judgment, so that the executive does not take wrong measures, so only the argument first hold. And with regard of that, we will go ahead with option A, where the argument first is a strong takes place. Let's go ahead with 75th question of the session, and the statement we have, should so much money be spent on advertisement? The argument first we have is yes, it is an essentials and commitment in a capitalized money, and that is a capitalist economy here. And the second argument we have no, it leads to the wastage of resources. With regard of this, if I'm talking about the clearly the advertisement are the means of the introduce people with the product and its advantages, so the argument first holds a strong, but argument second is a weak, because advertisements are an investment for the better gain and not a wastage. With regard of that, the statement argument 1 will be support for this the statement, and that will go with option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your 76th question of the session, as you can see here. So the 76th question of the session, the statement we have is should all the transport corporation be handed over to the private organization? The argument is, first argument is yes, there will be a significant change in the quality and punctuality of the services, and the second argument is no, there would not be a job security for the employee at all the levels. This has been asked in the bank PO question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to the competition wise here. Since both the argument contain a strong reasons and explanation of the statement, so both 1 and 2 holds here, and with regard of that both holds, so we will go ahead with option E will be the right answer for this question here as well. Let's go ahead with the 77th question of the session, and that is the statement we have is should loyalty be the only criteria for promotion to any organization? The argument first is yes, without loyal men no organization can function, and the second is no, it leads to the hypocrisy and partially. With regard of this, if I'm talking about here, where clearly the argument in support of the statement is quite vague, and also when loyalty is considered, hypocrisy does not matter as much as the fact that the efficiency is neglected, so the arguments are not strong enough, and so we will can go ahead with option D with this, and we can that we can say that option D will be the right answer for this question here as well. Let's go ahead with the 78th question of the session, and the question we have, the statement we have that should untouchability be banned in India? हमें untouchability को ban करना चाहिए इंडिया में. The argument 1 is no, menial people deteriorate the living standards of the society. The second is yes, all people should be equally treated in a democratic country like India. In regard of that, with this arguments that we have given, that clearly there is no questions of menial, and when all the persons are born equal, so the only argument second holds. And with regard of that, we will go ahead with the option B will be the right answer for this question as well. So we'll go ahead with another question, and that is your 79th question of this session. And the statement has been given here that should there be a complete ban on manufacture of the fire that creations in India. So here where we can firecrackers creation in India, and then argument first is no, this will the renders thousands of workers jobless, and the second is yes, the firecrackers manufacture use child labor to a large extent. इस क्वेश्चन की अगर हम बात करते हैं, this has been asked in the SBI PO question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to the competition wise if I'm talking about. And here with this question, clearly banning a product would surely renders the jobless the large numbers of the workers involved in manufacturing it, and so the argument first hold. And however, to stop the child labor, it is not necessary to close down the industry, but strict laws against the child abuse should be enforced and legal action taken, so that argument second is vague. For that sake, we have an option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Now moving ahead with the 80th question of the session, and the statement we have been given that is caste-based reservation policy justified. Caste-based reservation policy justified here. With regard of that, the argument first we have is yes, the step is a must to be bring unprivileged at for the privileged ones, and the second argument is no, it's obstructs the establishment of the classless society. And with regard of that, if I'm talking about, so yeah, clearly the capability of the essential criteria for the post and the reservation cannot ensure the capable workers, so argument first does not hold strong. Also make one's caste more privileged than the other through the reservations would hinder the objectives of the caste less society, so the argument second is valid. And for that sake, we will go ahead with the option B, and that is option B will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your question number 81th question of the session here. 81th question of the session, the statement we have is should cottage industries be encouraged in rural areas? The argument first is yes, rural people are creative, and the second is yes, this would help to solve the problem of unemployment to the some extent. With regard of this, if I'm talking about here, clearly the cottage industry, if I'm talking about the cottage industry, so clearly the cottage industry needs to be promoted to create more job opportunities for the rural area people and the villages themselves. The reason that rural people are creative is vague, so only the argument second holds here. And with regard of that, we will go ahead with option B will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question. 82th question of the session that we have, the statement we have is should income tax be evolved by people? So should income tax be evaded by the people? The argument first is yes, taxes are excessively high, and the second arguments we have is no, it is an anti-national to do so. With regard of that, we can say that clearly the income tax taken from the people is utilized for welfare activities, and so it will be anti-national on their parts to evade taxes. Thus only argument second holds a strong here, and with regard of that, B option will be the right answer for this question here. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your question number 83rd question of the session. So here we'll go ahead with 83rd question of the session. The statement we have is should correspondence courses at the university level be discontinued in India? The argument first is yes, only the interaction between the teachers and the student at the college help a total development of the personality. And the second is no, the demand of the discontinuance comes only for the elite who have no knowledge of what is meant by the poverty. This has been asked in the hotel management question paper, and with regard of that, if I'm talking about, correspondence courses are absolutely essentials for the students who are incapable of attending the colleges regularly, so only the argument first holds strong here. And with regard of that, we go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your question number 84th question of the session. The statement has been given that should state lotteries be stopped? क्या हमें state lotteries को stop कर देना चाहिए? The argument first is yes, government should not promote gambling habit, and the second is no, government will lose a large amount of revenue. With regard of this, if I'm talking about, so here in this in reference to this that we can say clearly none of the reasons is strong enough to favor or against the statement. None of them holds here. So we'll go ahead with option D, and that is option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with option that is your 85th question of the session. The statement we have is, should a new university be established in India? And this has been asked in the bank PO question paper, and that is also an important paper with respect to the competition wise. The argument first is, no, we have still no achieved the target for the literacy. And the second argument we have is, no, we will have to face the problem of unemployment but highly qualified people as well. With regard of that, clearly instead of improving upon the higher education, increasing the literacy rate should be needed first. So the argument first holds, and also more numbers of the university will produce more degree holders with the numbers of jobs remaining the same, thus the increasing unemployment. So the second argument second also holds a strong point, and both are holding the strong point. So we'll go ahead with option E, where argument one as well as the argument second both hold a strong point here. With regard of that, it is sixth question of the session here, and that is, yeah, the statement has been given. The statement is, should dams be built on rivers? The argument first is, no, some dams projects have proved to be unsuccessful in recent years. The second is, yes, they are beneficial in checking floods and conserving soils. With regard of that, I'm talking about here, clearly the success and the failures are of two aspects of any work. Though some dams projects have been unsuccessful, but most of them are beneficial in checking floods and conserving the soil. So the B strong B argument is supported and for the statement, and that is strong enough, and for that sake we'll go ahead with the option B will be the right answer for this question here. Moving ahead with another one, and that is the 77th question of the session. The statement has been given that, should all government-owned educational institution be holded users to private handed by the user over the to private institution? And the argument first is, yes, standard of education of the institution will improve, and the second is, no, standard of education of these institutions will fall. This has been asked in the bank PO question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to the competition wise if I'm talking about. So it is not that the government or the private institution can provide the highest standards of learning. So both the argument first and the second are not valid for this, and for that sake we'll go ahead with option D will be the right answer for this question here as well. Let's go ahead with another one, and that is your 88th question of the session here. And the 88th question we have, the statement we have is, should administrative officer be transferred after 1 or 2 years? The argument one is, yes, they get friendly with the local people and manipulated by them. And the second is, no, by the time their policies and the scheme starts taking that shape, they have to leave. And with regard of that, clearly the acquaintances of the administrative officer with the local people and that poses no harm. So the argument first is vague, and however the argument second holds a strong, because making transfer to or for offend would not enable them to formulate their policies in that you know two. And so with that we go ahead with the B1, and that is the B will with the right answer, as B holds a strong point here. Now moving ahead with another question, that is the question number 89th question of the session here. 89th question of the session, we have the statement we have is, should words like smoking is injurious to the health essentials appear to the cigarette packs? And that is argument first is, yes, it is a sort of a brain wash to make the smokers realize that they are inhaling the poisonous stuff. And the second is, no, it hampers the enjoyment of smoking. With regard of that, clearly such words on the cigarette pack would warn the smokers before a hand of its adverse effects. So the argument first who hold a strong, and however the smoking is a bad habit with long-term health hazards and is no mean of enjoyment. So the argument second is vague here, and for that sake we'll go ahead with option So here that clearly such words on cigarette packs would warn the smokers beforehand of its adverse effects. So the argument first holds strong, and however, smoking is a bad habit, as I told you, with the long-term health hazards and is no means of enjoyment. So the argument second is vague, and for that sake we have an option, that is option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is the question number 98th question of the session here. And the question statement we have is, should high chimneys be installed in industries? क्या हमें high chimneys को install करना चाहिए industries में? The argument first is yes, it reduces the pollution at a ground level. The second is no, it increases the pollution in the upper atmosphere here. With regard of this, we can say that the pollution at a ground level is the most hazardous in the way of being injurious here. Students, that should high chimneys is installed in industries. That argument one is it reduces the pollution at a ground level, and it increases with regard of this, the pollutions at the ground level is the most hazardous in the way of being injurious to the human and the animal life. So the argument first alone holds a valid reason, and for that sake we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question here as well. Moving ahead with 91st question of the session, and that is the statement is, you should we take care of ozone layer? The argument first is yet it provides us from the harmful ultraviolet rays, and the second is no, there is no harm to it. With regard of that, we can say that clearly any damage to the ozone layer will cause the sun's ultraviolet rays to reach the earth and affect life adversely. So the argument first hold, and argument second is a vague, because ozone layer is being damaged by the increasing pollution. And with regard of that, we'll go ahead here that the first argument is strong's hold, and that is for the sake we have an option A will be the right answer for this as well. Moving ahead with another one, that is the 92th question of the session here. The statement we have is, should the government levy tax on agriculture income also? And the argument is yes, that is the only way to fill the government coffers. That has been asked in the SBI PO question paper as well. The second argument is no, 80% of our population live in the rural areas, and with regard of that, clearly earning revenue is not the only criteria on which the tax is imposed, and also there is a several other ways to add the government, that is treasury. So the argument first is vague, and moreover tax cannot be curtailed just because a greater part of the population has to pay it. So the greater argument second is also not valid here. With respect to that, we'll go ahead and with option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Go ahead with the 93rd question of the session, and that the statement we have is, should coal engines be replaced by the electric engines in train? And क्या हमें coal engines को replace करके electric engines से replace करना सही है या करना चाहिए? That arguments we have is yes, coal engine cause lots of pollution, and the second no, India does not produce enough electricity to fulfill its domestic needs also. With regard of that, if I'm talking about clearly use of the electricity in trains shall avoid the pollution and caused by the coal engines. So the argument first hold, and clearly the second reason is vague and does not hold here. And with regard of that, we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer. That is the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with the 94th question of the session. The statement we have is, should women be provided more job opportunities? The argument first is no, they are entrusted with the household jobs, and second argument is yes, they should be also go into the outside world. And with regard of that, we can say that clearly in the present times a woman are looking to an outside job with the household job as well. So the argument first is vague, and but clearly offering them greater jobs opportunities shall cause them to come more into the contact of the outside world. So the argument second holds here, and for that argument second hold, that will be B option will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your question number 95th question of the session here. And the statement we have is, should personal tax be abolished in India? The argument first is yes, it will motivate people to earn more. The second argument is no, individual must learn to share their wealth with other people. And with regard of that, abolishing the tax will increase the people income and make them passive. So the argument first is vague, and the personal tax is no way of sharing wealth with other people. So the argument second also does not hold, and with regard of that, we'll go ahead with option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your 96th question of the session. And the statement we have: should judiciary activism is discouraged? This has been asked in the bank PA question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to the competition wise. The argument first is no. If we leave everything in the hands of the executives, executive justice may be distant dreamed. And second is yes, judiciary should mind its own business. Executive will take its own courses. With regard of this, if I'm talking about abolishing this tax will increase the people income and make them a passive, what we had discussed here. And for that, clearly none of them should be made more powerful and more powerful than the other. So instead of a balance, it should be created between the executive and the judiciary, so that they can each exercise an influence over the other, and prevent in manufacturing as malfunctionings. So both first and the second do not hold a strong opinion, strong conclusion. So we'll go ahead with option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with 97th question of the session here. 97th question of the session, the statement we have is: should officers accepting bribe be punished? The argument first is no, certain circumstances may have compelled them to take a bribe, and the second is yes, they should do the job they are extra and trusted with honestly. With regard of that, clearly the officers are paid duly for the jobs they do so, and so they must do it honestly, and thus argument second alone holds here. And with regard of that, we can say that option B will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, that is the 98th question of the session. The statement we have: are nuclear families better than joint families? The argument first is no, joint families ensures the security and also reduce the burden of that work. And the second is yes, nuclear families ensures the greater freedom as well. With regard of that, clearly with so many people around in a joint family, there is more security and also work is shared. So the argument first hold. And with regard of that, in a nuclear family there is the lesser number of people, and so lesser responsibilities and a more freedom. So with regard of that, either first and the second, and we'll go ahead with option C will be the right answer for this question as well. So here we will go ahead and we'll just go into it option E, because both it holds, and so option E will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with 99th question of the session here, and that will be statements: should India give away Kashmir to Pakistan? And argument first is no, Kashmir is a beautiful state and it earns lots of foreign exchange for India. And the second is yes, this would help to settle conflicts here. With regard of that, if I'm talking about, so yes, with regard of that, clearly with and many with India cannot part with its state that is a major foreign exchange or notes it, and so the argument first holds strong and further gives away a price of land unconditionally and unreasonably is no solution to settle disputes. So the argument second is vague, and with regard of that, we'll go ahead with option A, and that is option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, that is the 100th question of the session. The statement we have: should India have no military force at all? The argument first is no, other countries in the world do not believe in non-violence, and the second is yes, many Indians believes in non-violence here. With regard of that, if I'm talking about here, where we can say that clearly India cannot part with its state, and that is clearly India needs to have a military forces to defend itself against the threat of the other military powers in the world. So both the arguments do not hold as strong, and so we can say that we'll go ahead with option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is the question number 101th question of the session. And the question we have is, the statement we have is: should students union in the university be abolished? This has been asked in the bank pure question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to the competition wise. The argument first we have is yes, students can pay full attention to their careers development, and the second no, all the great leaders had been student union leader. With regard of that, if I'm talking about, clearly the abolishing the student union would relieve that the students of the unnecessary activities and enable them to the concentrate well on studies. So the argument one holds. and however it is not that the participations in students union only can make one great leader. So the argument second is weak, and for that sake we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, that is, as you can see, that is your 102th question of the session here. And the question we have, the statement is, should higher education be reserved for deserving few? And for the option, the argument is, first is no, it will increase in unemployment, and the second is yes, it will minimize the wastage of in higher education. With regard of that, clearly the higher education is no way reduces unemployment, so the argument first is vague. And if the higher education is imparted to only those who are worth it, and it wasteful expenditures on undeserving shall be reduced, so the argument second is also hold here. And with regard of that, we'll go ahead with option B will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another one, that is your 103rd question of the session. The statement we have is, should those who receives dowry duplicate the law prohibiting it be punished? And the argument first will be that yes, those who violate the law must be punished, and the second is no, dowry system is firmly rooted in the society since the time immoral. And with regard of that, clearly the laws that are made to ensure that the no person pursue the practice, so that who violate the laws need to be punished, and thus argument first hold, and a wrong practice, no matters how firmly rooted, needs to be ended, and that is argument second is weak. And for that sake we will go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is your another question, that is your 104th question of the session. And the question we have, the statement we have is, should all refugees who make unauthorized entry into the country be forced to go back into their homelands? And the argument first is yes, they make their colonies and occupy a lot of land, and the second is no, they leave their homes because of the hunger or some terror and or human grounds, must and should not be forced to be go back. Clearly the refugees are people who are forced out of their homeland by some misery and the need shelters desperately, so the argument second holds, and argument first against the statement is vague. And with respect to that, we'll go ahead, and that is the option B will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, and that is the question number 105th question of the session here. Here with the 105th question of the session, the statement we have is, should the system of the Lok Adalat and the mobile courts be encouraged in India? The argument first is yes, it helps to grant speedy justice to the masses, and the second is no, there is the court are usually partial in the granting justice here, so courts are meant to judge impartially, so the argument second is vague, and the system of the local courts shall speed up the justice, and so the argument first is hold, and for that sake option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with 106th question of the session. The statement we have, should the tuition fees in all the post-graduation courses behind the considerably, and the second argument we have is yes, this will bring in the some sense of the seriousness among the students, and will improve the quality, and the second argument no, this will the force to the meritorious poor student to stay away from the post graduation courses. This has been asked in the SBI PO question paper, and that is also an important paper respect to the competition wise here, as a hike of fees is no means to make the students more serious in studies, so the argument first is vague, and however with the increase in the fees, poor meritorious students would not be able to afford post-graduation studies, so the argument second holds here, and with regard of that we'll go ahead with option B will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another one, and that is your 107th question of the session. The statement we have is, should smoking be prohibited? The argument first is yes, it is wrong to smoke away millions of money, and the second argument we have no, it will throw thousands of workers in the tobacco industry out of the employment. With regard of that, if I'm talking about, so here yes, clearly smoking needs to be abolished because it is injurious to the health, and not only to aware to save money, so the argument first is vague, and clearly to provide the employment one cannot continue the hazardous task, so the argument second is also vague here, and for that sake we'll go ahead with this, and that is option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with 108th question of the session here. That should selection test be on the objectives rather or than on the description type? The argument first is yes, the assessment of the answer to the objective type question is fair and imparted. The second argument we have is no, the descriptive type of the test is certainly a better tool than the objective type test here. With regard of that, clearly the judgment that we can say that clearly the judgment in the subjective test depends upon the individual who judges, while that in the objective test is a fair and impartial. So the argument first alone holds and the argument second is vague, and for that sake we'll go ahead with option A will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with another question, that is 109th question of the session here. The statement is, should education be made compulsory for all the children up to the age 14? And this has been asked in the math question paper as well. That is also an important paper respect to the competition wise. And the argument first is yes, this will help to eradicate the system of the forced empty in these these combination changes. And the second argument is yes, this would increase the students of living. With regard of that, we can say accordingly that should be clearly the education is necessary to make the children better citizens, and so none of that argument is strong enough. So we'll go ahead with option D will be the right answer for this question as well. Let's go ahead with the next question and the last question for the session as well. That is your 110th question of the session here. The statement we have is, should religious be taught in our school? The argument is, first is no, our school is a secular state, and the second is yes, teaching religions helps inculcate moral values among the children here. So ours is a secular state does not mean that the religious and the religious values should be eradicated. In fact, these inculcate moral values. So argument first is vague and only second will be strong here now. And for that sake, we'll go ahead with this. The B option will be the right answer for this question as well. In the case of the what we had covered up is your statement and argument that we had covered up in this class, and in the next coming class we'll start with the statement assumptions here. First of all, if I'm talking about the reasoning here, as I told you many times that reasoning has been divided into two parts, and that is first is your verbal reasoning and the second is your non-verbal reasoning. In the case of the verbal reasoning, there is a two that is divided into the two parts, and that is first is your general mental ability and the second is your that is your logic reasoning. In the general mental ability, we had covered up the 20 topics, that is your analogy, classification, series completion, coding, decoding, blood relation, puzzle test, sequential output tracing, the direction sense test, logical Venn diagram, alphabet test, number ranking and time sequence test, mathematical operation, logical sequence of words, arithmetic reasoning, inserting the missing character, data sufficiency, decision making, assertions and reasons, situation reaction test, and verification of the truth of the statement that we had covered up in the general mental ability. In the logic reasoning, we had started with logic, we had completed statement arguments. In today's class we had completed that also. In the next coming classes, we'll start with the statement assumption, statement cause of action, statement conclusion, deriving the conclusion from the passages, theme detections, question statement, and the miscellaneous logical puzzle as well. Then in the next coming classes, we'll start with non-verbal reasoning, with that as series, analogy, classification, analytical reasoning, mirror image, water image, embedded figure, completions of incomplete pattern, figure matrix, paper folding, paper cutting, rule detection, grouping of identical figures, cubes and dice, dot situation, constructions of squares and triangles, figures, formations and analysis, and practice question paper that we'll discuss in these classes. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इट्स अ ह्यूज रिक्वेस्ट, अगर आप हमारे चैनल फर्स्ट टाइम देख रहे हो या अभी तक आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, इट्स अ ह्यूज रिक्वेस्ट कि आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करो सो दैट हम जो भी वीडियोस डालें वो आपके पास सबसे पहले पहुँचे। एंड सेकेंडली, अगर आपको हमारा वीडियो अच्छा लगे तो प्लीज़ हमारे वीडियो को लाइक, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करो सो दैट ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग के पास वीडियो पहुँचे और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इसका यूटिलाइजेशन भी कर सकें। लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द स्टेटमेंट एंड assumptions in the next coming classes. Thank you. Hope you enjoy this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up and give a suggestion on a comment box. Thank you.